Welcome to MTSD. My name is Apeth, and today we are playing Magic 2015 Duels of the Planeswalker. We're going to be playing the single player campaign. You may have seen the previous videos with Syskull where he's showcased the online gameplay, but today we're going to be playing the campaign. You unlock a lot of the cards we're playing through the campaign, which is the main reason I'm doing it. I'm quite near the end. So we'll just see exactly which boss I'm on in a second. Okay, so we're playing Zendikar Plane, and the boss that we're playing is Core Canyons. The deck that I'm playing is a mono black. It features a lot of removal, some sacrifice, shenanigans, some vampires, some demons as well. It's a work in progress, but it seems to be going quite well so far. So let's dive in and have a look. So this is our opening hand. We've got two swamps, a Ghoul-Draz Vampire, a Highborn, Gravedigger, Deadweight. Some decent cards. It's an okay curve. We are missing a land drop, but I'm going to keep the 2 land. I'm going to keep this. Now, I haven't played against this particular boss, so I don't know what deck he's playing. So we can see he's playing a Plains, followed by an Artifact. So we draw another Swamp, which is good. So we play a Swamp, and we'll lead off with a Ghoul-Draz Vampire, which is a 1/1. Which potentially later can become more powerful towards the end of the game, which gives it Intimidate as well when they're below 10 life. I see he follows in with the second Plains. Okay, then we've got another Swamp. So we'll go into the combat phase, and I'm going to attack my Ghoul-Draz Vampire for 1 damage. And then I'm going to follow up with a Calastria Highborn. And this synergizes quite well because, as you can see, whenever another vampire dies, I can pay 1 black mana. And my opponent loses 2 life and I gain 2 life. So as I say, there's quite a lot of vampires in this deck. So it's a nice card. Fits nicely with the other cards. Okay, so he's playing a Lone Missionary, which is a 2/1, which gains him 1 life. He's then got to follow up with a land and equip this artifact. Although he doesn't, so he misses a land drop. Which is good news for me. I think I'm actually just going to use this on his creature to remove that now. And then I'm going to attack him for 3 damage, sorry. So we've had a pretty decent start here. Obviously we're only getting him back to his starting health, but we haven't taken any damage. We've got pretty good board state right now. And we've got some removal in our hand for if he does play another threat here, which I imagine he will. Tap target creature in opponent's control, and it doesn't untap. Okay. He chooses my weaker creature, which is surprising. So I'll play a 4th Swamp. Then I'm actually going to play my then before blockers I'm going to cast this, which will make him sacrifice his creature. I gain 2 life, and then I'll hit him for 2. I'm pretty happy with that play there. We'll see what follow up he has now. He got another Hookmaster, so he's going to Choose to tap down my Gul'Draz's Vampire again. Okay, now this is interesting because I've got a Bloodthrow Connoisseur. As you can see, sacrifice a creature and put a counter on it. Now with the combination of the Connoisseur and the Highborn, I can sacrifice a Vampire, get a +1/1 counter and get the effect. Which is actually what I'm going to do here. I'm going to play the Vampire, the Connoisseur, then I'm going to activate its ability, sacrifice my Gul'Draz's Vampire, then I'll pay the 1 mana, deal 2 damage to my opponent, and buff up my Connoisseur. I'm not going to attack at the moment. He's going to come in for 2, I'm going to take that damage because I don't really want to block, there's no need to block, I'm on a high life total. Follows up with a Core Cartographer, which is basically just some mana fixing. Get a Radiant Fountain here. I'm actually going to play the Gravedigger. I'm going to return this to my hand. And then I'm going to play the Radiant Fountain and then the Gul'Draz's Vampire. So we're back up to 24. I've got the Vampire back. And now I'm going to attack with this. Let's see if he takes the block. I don't think he will, but I'm going to activate the ability anyway. Sacrifice the Gul'Draz's Vampire. Get the trigger from here. And deal 13 damage. Now, I should have really done that when I had a black mana open for this ability, so there's a slight misplay there, but I think I'm pretty happy with how it's panning out. I'm going to attack my Connoisseur. I mean, if he double blocks, then I will activate his ability. To make it a 4/4 and kill both of those creatures. Then I'll also get the trigger from the Highborn, which I will use, and pay the 1. And I'll follow up with a Shadowcloak Vampire. So moving up pretty big lead in health. Obviously the board state, I'm slightly ahead. We'll see what he's got to play now. So he's got another Cartographer. Not the greatest play. Just a 2/2. Gonna find himself a land. Could be worse. Although it does seem to... Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to decline the block here because I'm on high enough health and I want to use my flyer next turn to attack. So I'm going to activate its ability, pay the 2 life. And I'm going to go into combat. And attack for 4. And this is where you'll see the power of the Gul'Draz's Vampire soon. He's now below that threshold of 10 health. So when we play this, it will now be a 3/2 with Intimidate, which means that it can't be blocked unless it's by a creature of the same colour, which he does not have. It looks like he's playing mono white. So I'm pretty happy now. We've got potentially 7 damage on the board next turn. Well, 9 damage. Okay. So he's got another guy which lets him tap down one of my creatures. So I'm guessing he's going to use at the start of the combat phase on my next turn to tap down my Shadowcloak Vampire, but we shall see. He comes in for the attack, which I'm quite surprised about, because he's left himself no way to deal with the flying Shadowcloak Vampire. Okay, that's how it's going to deal with it. I thought he was going to attach the equipment, but he actually didn't. Okay. So now, that should be 7 damage. That should be enough for the win, I think. There we go. So Core Canyons has been defeated. Let's have a look, see if we've got anything in terms of prizes in case we've got a Zendikar booster. Let's open this up and see what we get. Okay, so we've got a Raid Bombardment, Kiln Fiend, Goblin Arsonist, Confident of Blood, which is a decent card actually, might fit into the deck that I'm playing at the moment. Demonic Appetite, Sirocco Banisher, a Wind Drake and a Gate, a Kraken Hatchling, a Glory Seeker, a Warmonger's Chariot, a Pelaka Worm, a Gargamaza, and another Indulgent Tormentor. I'm currently running one of him in my deck, so I may well put that in for the next video. So yeah, come back then and we'll see the updated deck and we'll play the next boss. So like, subscribe, usual shizzle, and I'll catch you all later.